Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about my new investments I'm making into another TCG. But first, we got to talk about Journey Together because today, TCG Player released an article on pull rate data. This is based on 8,000 booster packs. And for Journey Together, it looks like a hyper rare. Any hyper rares can be about 1 in 137, a specific hyper rare 1 out of 411, a special illustration rare 1 out of 86, a specific SAR 1 out of 518. That's still a lot better than something like Prismatic. Illustration rares 1 out of 12, a specific illustration rare 1 out of 129, ultra rares 1 out of 15, and a specific 1 out of 168. And then double rares like your EX is 1 out of 5, with a specific double rare being 1 out of 79. And then overall, the chances of getting a hyper rare, a SIR, an IR, or an ultra rare, that's a mouthful, 16%, about 1 in 6. So there you go. That's pull rate data for Journey Together. I think this is really good, actually. Having better pull rates, it's going to be great for collectors that want to get their hands on some of these cards. They are eventually going to be cheaper than other sets like Prismatic, like Surging Sparks. And yeah, I think that's a good thing. It's probably going to bring the price of these boxes down a little bit as well. As you can see, even on release day, we're going for about $250 right now during Together booster boxes, and you have sales more so in that 235 to 240-ish range, so even lower than 250. And again, same thing like yesterday, Hobbiesville had them for 330 Canadian, which I think was about 230 USD. I see no boxes on their website anymore, so I don't know if they sold out or they just brought some, they took some off the market. Either way, I think we are going to see this price probably stabilize a bit lower than it is right now. And especially for these cards, I think a lot of them are going to continue to drop. We can already see on release day, the Lily's Clefairy is the top card, and it's already under $300. I don't even know if this type of card could hold over $100. Maybe it does. Over 200 would be a stretch, in my opinion. The End Zoroark, again, same sort of thing. I actually kind of like that card, but just because the pull rates are super easy. And again, if this is a cheaper box, I think more people are going to be inclined to actually open it. So we're going to see a lot more cards on the market. Salamence, Hopzation, like I can't see the Hopzation being even close to $100. It's already at 120, so I imagine it's going to continue to drop. We already have an SAR under $100. The Volcanion EX is already at $50. The Articuno IR is $40. That's, I believe, the top IR card in the set. The Ends Reshiram under 30. The Whale Lord right there at $28.50. The Stamp promo is $23, $24. The Iona's Kilowattrel 16. Lily's Rebombi at $13, $14. Furret's under 10. Noibat's under 10. So again, a lot of these cards are going to be very cheap. So for collectors, this is a great thing. You're going to be able to pick up the cards you want. For someone going for a master set, I think it's going to be a lot easier to complete something like this, especially because it's a smaller set as well. And with how much price fatigue people are experiencing with Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, and already Destined Rivals pre-orders, but once that set comes out, it's going to be even worse, I think, for a lot of people. This is going to be a nice break for a few months where people can probably just get back to enjoying the cards, collecting what they want. Sure, it's going to be more expensive than it was in 2023 and 2024, but this is probably going to be one of your best opportunities to really open packs at a decent price. And I say decent in the sense that compared to a lot of other things on the market right now, I think it's going to be fairly cheap and accessible for a lot of people. And even if you want to buy the cards, they're not going to be insanely expensive. So great sign all around Journey Together. And even though that there were probably not as much printed as needed in terms of booster boxes and just packs in general, it's probably gonna give Pokemon a buffer for a couple months where people aren't as annoyed because they will be able to access cheaper product. That's just my opinion. We'll see how it plays out. Who knows? Maybe I'm completely off base there. But anyways, guys, I said that I was going to be investing into other TCGs, and I want to announce the first TCG I'm investing in is One Piece. I've been buying a little bit, and again, I've had people commenting saying that other TCGs are very risky. What are you doing? Just wait on Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I'm not going insanely deep into One Piece at all, right? I'm buying a few boxes. I think I have about a dozen boxes that I purchased. And again, like I'm just dipping my feet into it in terms of percentage of my portfolio. It's going to be very small. I don't think I'd ever want it to be more than 5%, at least not right now. Maybe in the future that changes. Maybe it's even a lower percentage, like 2% or 3%. But for right now, I have about 12 boxes. And I think the majority of those are going to be OP05, Awakening of the New Era. I actually kind of like the set. From my research, it looks like it's one of the better, deeper sets. It has some solid chase cards. You have the Luffys in there. You have Trafalgar Law. and you also have some waifu, so I think that's great. And I think there are rumors that some of these cards are going to be reprinted, but again, like it's an older set. It came out in December 2023, I believe, and getting close to that year and a half point, I think is pretty decent. Again, Bandai's print runs are going to be different than Pokemon, but it is probably one of the stronger sets. You guys in One Piece, let me know what you think down below. But this was the first one that I did get some investments in. And you can find this box on Hobbiesville, which I think is probably the cheapest in Canada right now. They're running a sale, $300 Canadian. So if you guys want to buy any, affiliate links down below, helps out the channel. But if you know where to find it cheaper than that, let me know also. And then the second box that I picked up a little bit of is Emperors in the New World, OP09. And the reason for this is it probably has the most expensive card in One Piece right now, the Gold Roger manga, which is about $3,300. Let's see if I can open this here live. And yeah, I mean, some of these cards, again, I'm not as big of a fan of some of these cards, but I understand that people do like them. They're also very difficult to pull. And outside that, you do have another Luffy in this set. You also have Marshall Teach. You have Shanks. You have some waifu as well with Nami and Boa Hancock. So again, pretty deep set also. And that's why these were the two first sets that I decided to invest in, OP05 and OP09. I was considering getting some Romance Dawn, maybe even just a blue bottom box. I still might do that just to have one, because you never know long term, right? Original base set. And again, just talking to the people that said that One Piece was very risky to invest in, and that a lot of card games fail within the first 5 years. Again, thank you for looking out to me if that was your intention. If you're just meaning to talk shit, I'm not putting a lot of money into the game. Again, it's going to be a very small percentage of my portfolio. But I'm, dipping my feet in the water, right? Just checking it out. And I do think there are some decent plays to be made because a lot of people aren't paying attention to these, at least in the Pokemon sphere. And when I was doing my research, just outside of looking at the cards and the boxes, when I was looking at the growth of certain subreddits and, looking at views on channels covering One Piece and not just investing side, but also just the TCG in general, and really diving deep into the subreddits and looking at what people had to say, everything looks positive, right? And not even just on a superficial view. When you dig a little bit deeper, it does seem like people really enjoy the game, and that the popularity is growing. So I don't see any signs of it slowing down anytime soon. And that's why I think, in the short term, it's going to be a decent play. But again, you guys let me know in the comments down below, because I'm sure some of you invest in One Piece. I'm sure some of you also invest in other games like Lorcana, Magic. Magic for me was something I did open as a kid a little bit, but I never really got that deep into it. So I've never been super inclined to invest in Magic, but I might have to. The Final Fantasy set obviously is going to be very hyped, so if I can find a little bit of that, I might just get a little bit for exposure's sake. But I'm going to be diving deeper into One Piece and keeping my eye on it moving forward. I doubt I'm going to cover it on the channel. Maybe if there was enough demand and people really wanted it, I might make some videos on it and talk about it. But again, I want this to be mainly a Pokemon channel. Maybe I'll create another channel in the future for One Piece. But again, you can buy these boxes on Hobbiesville right now, which I think is probably the cheapest in Canada. But if you guys know of somewhere cheaper, let me know in the comments down below. As always, really appreciate that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Have a great weekend. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.